Hola, it's Kaipacha with the Weekly Pele Report. Can you believe it's freaking June already? Oh, por Dios. Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021. And there are so many aspects going on. And what that means is when there's a lot of aspects, it means that there's a lot of energy that is tied together, that is acting in unison. So, this is when, like, stuff happens. Yeah. Okay, things are woven together very tightly. So let's talk about some of these. I mean, Venus goes into Cancer like right now as I'm speaking. She's been in Gemini for a while. Okay, hit Mercury for a while. Now is going on into Cancer. Today, Sun is also in sextile to Chiron. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Chiron in Aries, healing the wound of the masculine and of desire. Tomorrow, the Sun comes around and is in a very nice trine to Saturn. I mean, really, give it a couple of degrees. Say it's lasting all week. Let's be nice. It's great, man. Sun trine Saturn, very good time. Very good time. Harmonious flow between self-expression and responsibility. And at the same time, tomorrow, Venus is in trine to Jupiter. So tomorrow, Thursday, that's a good day. It's a good day. My friend would always say, it's a good day to die. I think that's what the native indigenous in the United States used to say. Anyway, then what? I tell you what I'm really going to be talking about big time, okay, today is Mars opposite Pluto. Mars opposite Pluto. Yes, it's exact on Saturday, but Mars is, moving along at a pretty slow pace. It is for sure all week, and it has a lot to do with what the mantra is for this week. At the same time, on Saturday, retrograde Mercury comes into a square with Neptune. And of course, the moon is in Pisces today, but tomorrow goes into Aries. Saturday, by the time this is happening, the moon comes into that T-square with Mars opposite Pluto. Look out, cardinal T-square, moon in Aries. She conjuncts Chiron, first of all, and then goes into square Mars and Pluto. Watch out for a passionate, wild weekend, right? And, and then, she moves on and into Taurus. Finally, by Tuesday, she's in Gemini, preparing for what? Next week's solar eclipse. I will be talking about that. Okay, here we go. All right, let's just go for it. Look at, I'm a rockhead. Now you see me, now you don't. Ow! Everybody! What's going on? Okay, I'll tell you what's going on. Cancer. Cancer. Venus going into Cancer. Mars already in Cancer. You just had a lunar eclipse, the moon rules Cancer. Okay, we're talking home, roots, family, securities, insecurities, fears, irrational, intuitive, psychic disturbances. I mean, it's like, oh boy. Mars is it's the ruler of Aries, which is square to Cancer. It's exalted in Capricorn, and it's what they call in its fall in Cancer. So we want to really look at this dynamic, okay? It's been in there for a while, but particularly in aspect to Pluto, yeah? And so what we have is this situation, and I want to give you the dates. We have to look at the phasal relationship between Mars and Pluto, just like a lunation cycle. New moon, first quarter, crescent, gibbous, full, disseminating, balsamic. There's this, there's 8 basic phases to every cycle. Okay, so right now we're coming around, we just had the third quarter moon, the third quarter square. It's a half moon, right? Okay, well, Mars was conjunct with Pluto. Okay, that was April 5th of 2020. Go back over a year ago. This is like when COVID was just like spreading out, right? And we had Mars conjunct Pluto, okay, in Capricorn. External authority, patriarchy, father figures, government officials, World Health Organization, CDC, pharmaceutical companies, big tech, big corporations, big pharma. So, this is just like, okay, boom. External authority, really huge at that time. Yeah. And of course, it came around to the first quarter square. Mars moved right on through into Aries. And you may remember, I talked about it all through 2020. It was like, oh my God, Mars square Pluto. It was conjunct Aries, right? Direct August 14th, retrograde October 10th, and finally the third pass December 21st. It was like 4 months. Mars was in Aries for 6 months, but it was square Pluto, really like so this is just like, I'll talk about what it's like. And now we have the opposition. Yeah? So, we have to look at this bigger cycle, and of course it will move on. But Mars is the lower octave of Pluto. We know we have a soul, Pluto, because we have desire, Mars. Mars is the personal, egoic desire of I want. I desire, I am, I start, I begin, I initiate, I charge, I go. I am freaking powerful. This is this Mars energy. When it came around to Pluto, each and every one of us, I don't know where, you have to look at your chart, where was 22 degrees of Capricorn? What house? Aspecting what planets? Look at that, okay, because this was the seed of a new, like your soul desires coming up into realization of, okay, this is what I want, this is where I'm going, it's time to make a plan, it's time to like take control. Capricorn is about control, safety and security through taking charge and taking responsibility. However, it is also external, right? 10th house Capricorn is external. Governments, institutions, individuals, bosses, whoever, trying to come down and tell us what to do. So then there was kind of this rebellion, Mars in Aries squaring that Pluto. Am I going to follow the rules and obey and, be a sheeple, or whatever, or am I, still going to try to power through? But now, the opposition. The opposition is where the personal desire and the personal will needs to take on a social significance, a social need. It's an integration into society, into relationship. It's not just I, me, I want, I am, I, me, my. It's time to also be relevant, be useful, integrate, listen, cooperate, compromise, find a way to have your purpose, my will, okay, do something in the world. It's like coming out. And there's a fear in coming out, a fear of being absorbed, of losing my truth, my core, myself, my home, my relationship, my job, my money. There is this fear of being swallowed, or becoming insignificant, or losing my special power, losing control to the other. So this is this conflict, this confrontation. It's like I want to be something more to the world. I want my life to mean something significant. But in order to do that, I need to stand up for who I am, for what I believe, for what I want. And it involves conflict. It involves confronting. It involves, okay, here's the laws, here's the rules, here's what other people want, what other people need, what other people are afraid of. And I, need to navigate these relationships. The great thing is, number one, Venus coming into Cancer. She's going to mellow it out a little bit, thank Goddess, right? And then the Sun coming around through Gemini, in trine to Saturn in Aquarius. Let's talk about it. This is a time for those intentional dialogues. This is a time for as non-violent a communication as you can muster. The tendency, Mars in Cancer is like boiling water. It's steamy, okay? It's passionate. And it reverts back. Here's the danger and why they say I think Mars is in its fall in Cancer. Just think of babies. When a baby's hungry, it just starts crying. It can just start screaming. And especially before they can talk. You don't even know what's going on, man. It's just like, the kid is freaking out. He's like freaking screaming, He could have a dirty diaper. He could be hungry. He could be tired. You don't know. It's like, we all have this inner child. I don't care how old you are. We all have very basic reptilian brain, instincts and fears. And the fear can be that Cancer wants emotional security, a safe home where I can take off my armor and my shell of my crab and just be vulnerable, cry, feel, tap into my psychic intuition without being threatened, without being, triggered. Mars in Cancer is easily triggered and can get very defensive and overreact emotionally. Oh my God, I'm being attacked. They're trying to take my home or my money, or I don't feel safe with this or that or this. All these corporations and big pharma and my partner or my boss or whoever. People are trying to control me and people are trying to dominate me. And this inner child, non-rational, non-linear, non-logical. It's just raw emotion. I've got to be me. My feelings count. My feelings matter. My feelings are important. I don't care what you want or what you say or that. There can be this whoa. So the mantra this week, is we're gonna be feeling it. We're going to be feeling it, right? We want to take back some control in our lives, of our destiny. It's been kind of taken, you know? You got to wear a mask on the airplane, okay? You got to do this. You got to get shot. You got to take the jab. You've got to stay home. You've got to da-da-da-da-da-da. We have had, like, you know, this whole Pluto in Capricorn, you know, this whole great reset where, you know, the great big external power figures are trying to control our freaking lives. There's this inner child that is just kicking and screaming. And what we want to be able to do as mature adults is be, you know, more of a mother than a baby. The moon rules Cancer. So there's also the mature, mothering, nurturing, sensitive, caring aspect of Cancer. And what this is, you know, what she is about, you know, is that, you know, we can, you know, in a mature way, honor our little, I say, carry your child right on your left shoulder. Check in this week. How are you feeling? Kaipachi. You know, do you like this person? How does that feel? You know, when they say that, is that up? We want to, you know, be parents for our inner child. We want to create safe relationships. We want to create safe home environments. We want to create a sense of emotional security. And we can only give that emotional security to ourselves. The downside, okay, of that Cancer energy can be jealousy, emotional manipulation. It can, you know, come out in terms of, you know, revenge and irrational actions taken to preserve or, you know, save or cling. This is the other aspect of Cancer, is the past. And we just had that lunar eclipse conjunct the South Node. It is time to let go of old ways of dealing with relationships and emotional bonds and connections, and find new ways to communicate, new ways to express our needs and our fears that are not disturbing, aggressive, violent, you know, shameful, or just, you know, selfish. Or it's finding that balance where we don't lose ourselves, we're not absorbed or controlled or, you know, afraid of losing somebody, so we, you know, do weird stuff. And we're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. We're not just like, I've got to be me, I've got to be free, screw you, I'm going to go on my own. That's kind of like refusing to enter society, relationship. That's going back to the past. I'm going to just go back to the way I've always been. The way that it always was, my old home, my old, you know, response to the world, my old way of doing it. It's not going to work. So it's like we can't lose ourselves, but we can't be too selfish. You know, we can't, you know, just like be everything that everybody else wants. We do need to establish clear boundaries and limits, you know, around what I'm going to give up and what I'm going to sacrifice and how I'm going to bow down to your needs and desires and kiss your feet and blah 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 blah. We need to draw some lines there without making those lines all about it's my way or the highway. You can just get lost if you don't like it. I mean, that's kind of like, I don't know if you know anybody like that. All right. So the mantra for this week, right? I am sick and tired of doing what I'm told to do. Pluto in Capricorn, Saturn in Aquarius. And this is like Uranus square that Saturn, Mars in Cancer opposite that Pluto. I've got to be free if I'm to be me and get into something new. Feel it. It's okay to feel it. It's okay to have some emotional anger. It's okay to be pissed off. Life is not a walk in the park. And the law and the people and the governments and the banks and the whoever, it's like, whoa, we will get swallowed up if we do not assert who the hell we are. And sometimes the way we find out who we are is only through asserting ourselves, right? It's when you're triggered, where somebody says something or they tell you what to do and you don't want to do that, or you don't believe that, or you think that they're lying or they're wrong or da 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 da. That actually, it's like when we're triggered, it helps us to see, we can use our anger as litmus test. This is okay by me. This is not all right. This is not cool. I can't compromise that much without sacrificing my future, my comfort, my security, my identity, my home, my roots, myself. So this is a time, where, okay, we put it out there and it's very good. Sun trine Saturn. This is really an excellent time. Now, Mercury retrograde. Okay, Mercury retrograde is let us reflect about it. Let us talk about it. Let us, really delve into and understand the deeper underlying feelings, fears, and needs. It's not necessarily a time to, okay, maybe we got to wait a little bit. Wait till Mercury goes direct before you sign the paper. Get the, break up or, get together or quit the job or take action. Now is more a time to talk, reflect, meditate, contemplate, dialogue, and really do the retrograde Mercury process. And then when Mars, especially when Mars gets out of Cancer, moves into Leo, Mercury goes direct. We have this new moon solar eclipse next week. So at least now is the time more of saying maybe that I'm kind of done with this and I don't really like that, or I don't want that anymore in my life, or it may be time of release, clear out the closet, clean out the cobwebs. It's maybe time to let go of the past and maybe hang in the place of not knowing. You got to let go and make space before sometimes the new path, destiny reveals itself. And we can be very afraid of the void. We can be, and this can be a week where we're kind of needing to hang out alone, or hang out in our truth, or hang out with ourselves in the void, letting go of the past without knowing the future. Ah! Try not to freak out, babe. So I got a couple of songs, right? I mean, I don't know how relevant, but Father and Son by Cat Stevens is a very good one that I feel carries the theme, the energy of this week. Yeah, you know, it's like, it's just not me anymore, right? I've got to be me. And the other one, I don't know, it's just kind of a more rock and roll, Leonard Skinner, man. Sweet Home Alabama. Ow! Where the skies are so blue. Sweet Home Alabama, I'm coming home to you. Come home. Come home to yourself. Come home to your truth. Own it. You don't need to be ashamed of it, or try to explain it, or you are you. I am sick and tired of doing what I'm told to do. I've got to be free if I'm gonna be me and get into something new. Ow! May you get into something new. Yeah. Loving it, baby. Namaste. Aloha. So much love. Ah! Venus trine Jupiter. I didn't even get to that. I mean, this is such it's a really good time to, in a mellow way, assert yourself. You can do this. You can do this.